Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is, man. Welcome back to the Starter Kit, man. I'm Oholo Marcus here at the Uso. Lance, the Balinesian, you know what it is, all right? I keep saying that, keep repeating myself, but I have to let y'all know that you know what it is. This is the Starter Kit. We're watching Sione's 2 Unfinished Business, which kind of dropping the ball on the title already. Oh, we won't get you know what I'm saying?
I was totally surprised by this.
By what?
Oh, the premise of the movie. I was expecting like something different, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
It gets dark, bro. It gets dark. Talking about it. Yeah, it gets super dark. So Sione's 2 Unfinished Business was released in 2012, directed by Simon Bennett and written by the Uso Oscar Kightley and his writing partner James Griffin, right?
Nice. Yep.
Starring himself, Oscar Kightley, Robbie Magasiva, Shimpal, Lelisi, Iaheto, Teuila Blakely, right?
Yeah.
Madeliene, Sami, and the Uso David Fane, Ua Magasiva, and Mario Gaoa, and the Uso Nathaniel Lees, bro. Every time I see him, I'm just like, dog. Yes. This is going to be a masterclass in acting. So this is the synopsis of the movie right here. This is from Apple TV, bro.
Yeah, you can render by this on Apple TV.
I try to write my own synopsis to like be a cool writer guy, and I couldn't really think of anything without spoiling the entire thing. So
that's a good point. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's so hard to write like just a clear synopsis, one sentence that encompasses the whole movie. It's fucking hard
without giving away the end, and that is enticing people to watch. Yeah, that's definitely some.
You know what I mean? It was like, and then the boys did this, and then they have to fight Polo, and then they have to, you know what I'm saying? So here's a synopsis on Apple TV. As adulthood drives them apart, a crisis brings them back together. When Polo disappears, the minister gathers up the boys to find him in the world's largest Polynesian city. Wow. Give that guy a freaking raise, bro. What the hell? I was stuck on that shit for like 30 minutes. Oh shit.
It's so clear. So concise. Very well written. Thank you for that.
Yeah, like on some real writing nerd shit. Like, oh my God, dude. What great use of punctuation or some bullshit like that. But yeah, man. I mean, what?
This is our first sequel. This is the first time we've done a movie that is the follow-up to another movie that we've already reviewed, Sione's Wedding. Obviously a classic. Was it the second movie we did on the Starter Kit?
Yeah.
So it definitely was high up on our list of movies to review. And then knowing it had a sequel, Sione's 2 automatically got added to the list.
Yeah.
But I feel like expectations after like a huge classic cultural phenomenon movie like Sione's Wedding is super high. So it's going into this movie, like expectations wise, what do you think, what were your expectations going into this movie? Going to be great? Were you ready for a letdown? What's up?
Well, I mean, we were talking about it, as I finally watched it because I put it off for so long, and then I hit you and I finally watched it, and I was like, I honestly, because like it's so hard to measure up to the original, right? That's usually the case for sequels, right? Like it's hard to top the first. So my expectations were pretty low, to be honest, because it's like, that the good old sequel fatigue that we're seeing all the time, you know what I'm saying? And it never measures up. So my expectations were pretty low, bro. And I think that was good because they exceeded them and then some, bro, after finishing the movie. Because damn, this movie is super solid, bro. Low expectations, but I did expect laughs like the usual. You know what I'm saying? I expected to laugh a lot. You know what I mean? I expected good jokes, well-written story, which I think we got. And a higher budget, because of the success of the first one. So I really wanted to see where they'd go with it. But yeah, those are mine. What about you?
Yeah, just knowing that the Sione's Wedding was so great and so many laughs, so quotable, very good writing. I didn't think that the second one would be able to measure up. But like knowing that, I feel like that kind of tempered my expectations too. Like knowing that it wasn't going to reach that high for Sione's wedding. But I also feel like it kind of tainted my watch of it because I was like, I was comparing the whole time. And I was like, well,
what is the thief of joy, Lance?
Comparison.
Yeah. All right, all right. You can't help it, bro.
Yeah. So, watching this one, I was really trying to figure out, okay, is this a plausible, run of events for... We come back to the Duck Rockers 5 years later, and kind of the fairy tale ending of the first one didn't really turn into like a great romantic kind of Cinderella story for everybody. Everyone's still going through stuff. Everyone's still got their own, demons or fights or problems or issues. So this is kind of a quest story in that, we're trying to find somebody, but we're also trying to solve the issues that they're all personally going through. And they do. And I do really like the way this movie like sets up each of the characters and then their journeys to, kind of find that fulfillment or get better. All about growing up too. You
know what I'm saying? And like 5 years is such a solid number of years to do some significant character growth because it makes sense with all the shit that we don't see, on screen, like all the, with the Sefa and Sione and Polo and the business. You know what I'm saying? That's a cool little time jump to show like what has happened from that fairy tale ending at the wedding to, where they're at right now here in Sione's too. So yeah, hell yeah, bro.
We're going to talk about the themes after we get through kind of the storyline. But just as a preview, we're talking about, growing up, changing friendships. Yeah. We're talking about loss and grief in our families and communities and the ways that we specifically as Pacific people have dealt with those. Not always the best ways in how we deal with loss and grief, but it's kind of feels like it's cultural. But yeah, we're going to get into those once we get through the story. We're going to tell you how this exactly went down.
Yeah. So opening credits, right? Opening credits. What?
I already want to go deeper into what you said. I know we were talking about the analysis and everything else we want to say until later. Okay, so what
do you want to say? Go ahead. No, go ahead. Please.
Ole Alofa Lea. Like there's a choir going and it's the music is, and we're going over Auckland. It's a really good shot. There's like pua flowers as the cast members' names are coming up. Yeah. We're going over Auckland Harbor, the Auckland Harbor Bridge. Immediately transports you out there to New Zealand and remembering, we're about to hang out with the Duck Rockers for a couple hours. Yeah. So I like that a lot.
Yeah. We saw who was in charge of the music. It was Don Raid again. It's like they brought back the entire crew down to the music to make the sequel. And so great intro, great start to the movie. We were following Tanya and Albert as they're driving back to what's the city they're from again?
The Grey Lynn?
The Grey Lynn? Grey Lynn?
Grey Lynn. Like Lynette. Yeah.
Oh, okay, for sure. So they're going back to Grey Lynn, you know what I'm saying? To meet back up with the Duck Rockers, bruh. Quack, quack. Quack, quack, you know what I mean? Back at the basketball court where they're always at, right? And it cuts back to the basketball court and it's back with the boys. Sefa, Stanley, Sione, and the Uso Polo. You know what I mean? So they're all playing ball terribly. You know what I'm saying? It's a great way to catch up with the guys. You know what I'm saying? And see where they're at in their friendship, where they're at in life. And Albert pulls up, and you see that he hasn't seen the boys in about 6 to 7 months. So, they keep roasting him like, oh, who the hell is this guy? Who the hell are you, man? I ain't seen you. And then Albert, being the snarky dick he always is, just like, oh man, the irony is that Albert, man, shut
you invited me.
You invited me. That's why I'm here. Like, oh my fuck.
We invited our friend Albert, but we don't know where he is. We haven't seen him in 6 months.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. But before he pulls up, that's when they're shooting around. The ball rolls over to Paul. So Polo sitting in the chair reading his book, and he gets it, and he's looking at Sione like, bruh. Already there's some tension, right?
Yes.
This fool Sione is like, dude, give me the ball back. Come on, bro. And then Polo's just like, dude, do the what do you say? Do what's that Spike Lee movie? Do the right thing. Do the right thing. And so he throws the ball, he throws the ball back at Sione, but it hits him in the head. And the boys are all still there playing basketball, talking shit, catching up. And this is when Sione starts feeling like shit. He just starts out of nowhere, just like, boys, I don't feel good. Drops to the ground. And then title of the movie.
Title of the movie comes in. Okay, that's where Olea Lofale Choir comes in.
Okay,
there.
Yeah.
But he's down on the ground. Albert Stan is down there praying to the gods with his new wooden cross. He's like a deacon of the future church. Mm-hmm. Sepha's trying to figure out what's going on. Albert's all over the place. Bolo has run away. Mm-hmm. I did not think that basketball hitting his head was going to kill him. He dies from that. And that was, we find out that wasn't the reason, like the catalyst that did it, but it definitely looked like, he got hit in the head and now he's deceased. Yeah. That was super weird, but Tanya and Albert are
It's like
driving.
a ticking time bomb. It's like a ticking time bomb. It could have happened at any time.
Exactly.
It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't because Polo hit him in the face with a basketball
and triggered the brain. Jeez, I thought, bro. They're remembering. This is like a flashback scene from Albert as they're driving over to the funeral, back to Grey Lynn. Mm-hmm. And Albert is in the car with Tanya, he's like, it's awkward. It feels, there's like a weirdness happening. Like they're not communicating. It's not like happy. He like tries to say something, but doesn't. She sees him. She's like, what's going on? So there's that awkwardness there. Yeah. And it kind of points to like, this like goofy couple from Siona's wedding did get together, but it's not like happily ever after. From the jump, they still got things to work on. Yeah,
real couple shit, man. And again, they've been together for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? This is when you find out that they've been trying for a baby because Stan can't keep his damn mouth shut.
That part too.
Yeah, they keep roasting the shit out of Albert because they're trying and failing to have a baby. And that scene in the car on the way to the basketball court is like, like Tanya, this is 5 years, right? Relationship for 5 years, so she's looking at her man and being like, you know what, something is up with this fool and he's not gonna tell me. You know what I'm saying? And I just gotta say that Tanya's a freaking keeper, dude. She's like the realest one out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? She's the realest. So that's how I took it, bro. I took it as, there's something wrong with this freaking guy. He's not going to tell me because we know that Albert's not good at expressing himself until there's pressure. You know what I'm saying? And even then, he shits his pants.
Yeah, Albert's the shy guy. But she's also driving the car. I feel like she's also like driving the relationship. She's got a higher job now. She's like above him, and we definitely start to feel that emasculation and that kind of imbalance that he thinks is going on.
Yeah, they shared the same office in the first one.
Yeah.
So they, it's man, that's crazy. And you know what we forgot to mention was that there's no Michael here at the park where they're playing ball. Like it's just those four. Then Albert comes, but Michael is not yet seen. When I first saw it, I was like, damn, Michael's not here. Oh my God, what the hell happened? Did he fall out?
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so Pua is going to be the replacement for Michael's character or something.
I was like, oh, shoot, okay.
We have a character change or something like that. So that was strange at the beginning, not seeing Michael there, but we'll learn his story here in just a little bit. Another thing is like when Bull is telling him to do the right thing, Sione is like looking over at women running through the park, like exercising and stuff. And like kind of giving them little nods or waves. This is a married man. this is a man that was married in the first movie. So that was a little weird to see. That made me kind of sad. I was like, oh man, this guy was like so dedicated to his fiance that he banned his best friends from coming to the wedding so they wouldn't ruin it for them. Right. And now he's like outside, like, hey, what's up, girl? Hey, what's up? All this stuff. Yeah. That was a little weird. But we find out that he passes away after before the opening credits, and then they arrive, Tanya and Albert, at the. Is this Michael's house, or is it the minister's house?
You know what? Now that you bring that up, I think it might be the minister's house because I'm remembering that in the first one. Well, shit. Well, no, because Michael was smashing that girl in the guest house, right?
Next door.
Next door.
Okay, so I think it's their house.
It has to be his house. Yeah,
and the minister just comes, and it's like the community, or the community was there for a wedding, or the community was there for a wake or a funeral.
Samoan as hell.
Yeah.
Bless it, bro.
They're kids playing in the street. Tanya and Albert are walking through, hanging out the street.
I don't think it's good to be in the street.
Teuila Blakely, who plays Leilani, Sepha's fiance, is the mother of two of those children playing in the street. And they exchange their hellos before Lonnie takes Tanya off to the store or something so they can talk about them trying for a baby and how that's so cute and can't wait. Super excited for them.
Bro, I thought Lonnie said khakis. You know, khakis? Like, what?
The Boston khakis.
Yeah, khakis. I was like, what? It's like, oh no, car keys. She's parked in. Okay. All right. Accent. Yeah. It was cool to see. See Leilani at that point, man. You already can tell she's like noticeably calmer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? In the first one, she was always on Sepha's head. You know, but I mean,
she was always keeping her. I mean, he was always keeping her like on edge the way he was acting in the first movie.
Exactly.
And now she does seem like, hey, yeah, what's up? Let's go. Ha.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, so what happens after that, bro? After Tanya leaves with Lonnie, what happens after that?
Albert goes over to link up with Sepha and Stan. And as he's walking down the sidewalk, we see a taxi pull up, and Michael gets out of the taxi. So he's moved away. He's no longer in the guest house, is what I took from that, right?
Yep.
I thought he just moved somewhere like different part of the city or something like that. But he's taking a taxi, so maybe it's like an airport thing. And we cut over to the Duck Rockers that are over there, Stan, Sepha, Albert, and they're talking about linking up. They see Cardinal Hoani, the cardinal of the future church.
Friggin' loser, bro. F this dude.
This guy
sucks.
Check that. He got a suit on. He got little chains, watches. Like he's also has a ring that he makes Stanley kiss.
Oh, Stanley. You know who he reminds me of, bro? He reminds me of Joe friggin' Osteen, bro.
Hey, yeah. Have that look. Have that look, too.
Yeah, the look, yeah.
And that, like, entitled, high-up religious figure.
Yeah.
Believes that they're, like, ordained by God.
Exactly. So
it's like, you made up this church. What
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we learned that Stanley he's like a junior, you said a junior deacon, right? Or a junior pastor.
Training to be an assistant deacon in the future church.
The future church, yeah. He's been sucked in by this religious huckster, and we're introduced to him, Cardinal Hawani, Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen. Yeah, kisses his ring, just looks really gross, and the boys roast it. Yeah, the boys roast the shit out of him.
Okay, that's not right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, is this? Oh yeah. Okay, so that's when you find out about Stanley and stuff, and then what is it? They go into the. Oh no, that's when Michael comes up, right? This is when Michael.
Yeah, he meets up with his family. He doesn't even go like to see them.
Yeah.
He goes straight to the family and then inside.
Yeah, the boys follow him in. I love that scene where they follow him in and he's, he sees his family and, he sees his parents there, Sione's wife. And then you see Sione right there in the family room, Yeah.
Open casket.
Yeah. This, like, when I watched it the first time, bro, that part made me sad, bro. Like, it made me sad because of, like the real life stuff that happened, outside of this movie with Magasiva. And it's like, geez, man, this really hit hard. Like, this movie is really dark compared to the first one. You know what I'm saying? Very lit.
Yes.
The first one, it makes the first one seem like a Disney movie or something, bro, to me. And just with the real life stuff going on, and that scene like really hit hard for me. Yeah. And I shed a couple tears for that, it was powerful, dude. There was like a first 30 seconds. It was just Michael. There was no talking. It was just Michael showing love to his family, hugging his parents, and then he gives his condolences to his sister-in-law. You know what I'm saying? Saying sorry, and then he just starts breaking down when he sees Sione in there. And that's when the three boys slither on in. They slither on in and just chill, you know what I'm saying? Backing up their friend, watching everything go down. And when I seen that, I was like, bro, these fools need to have an EA on. You better have an EA on if they're doing some shit like this. You know what I'm saying? I know damn well I would have gotten yelled at for not having an EA on during all this. But so sad moment going on right there. And then they hear a commotion out in the hallway. And then that's when Stanley and them get up because they realize that it's freaking Cardinal Hawani getting into it with the minister and his lay pastors there with the Uso Eugene and them because he offered to speak at his tangi and they didn't like that. So he gets the hell out of there.
Hit me with my own hand.
He hit me with my own hand. POS, bro.
Someone thing to do.
You know what I'm saying? Sully said. Shut up, step it, shut up. But he leaves, and then that's when we are introduced again to the minister, the big Uso Nathaniel leaves, right?
Yeah.
And he summons the boys in, and we are given our task for the movie.
Exactly.
So what's going on from there?
He has Bolo's parents in there with him, as well as some of the other deacons, and he's telling the Duck Rockers, Polo has disappeared. And he's got it in his head that somehow he's the one responsible for Sione's death. And because he's run away, he now wants these guys, Bolo's best friends, to go out and find him before the funeral the next morning. So that was another thing. Sione's wedding happening in like a month. Sione's 2, 1 day.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's right. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So they accept. They find out that Eugene is going to be driving them in his taxi free of charge. Yeah. That was my first big laugh when they were like, how are we going to get around? The minister was like, Eugene will take you in his taxi. He was like, huh? And then Stan was like, do we have to pay for the taxi? And the minister was like, no. And Eugene was like, what?
Yeah, Mario Gaoa. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was awesome.
Okay. No speaking roles, but definitely showed up big in his moments.
Every time he was in a scene, he stole it, bro. Every time.
Yeah, so the boys now have their mission: find Bolo before the next morning's funeral.
Yeah.
And they head outside. Michael meets up with them. Like, where are you guys going? He's like, we're going to find Bolo. And Michael's like, yeah, I want in on that. Yeah. I want to find Bolo too.
Shouldn't you be here with your family?
It's like, I'm going with you guys.
I have to fight Bolo.
Yeah. So they get into the taxi, tell Eugene, head to the bar.
Yeah, he's like, hey, go. I think Eugene needs a destination. But Bolo's house. That's where he's missing.
Missing from?
Yeah, he's missing from. He might not be there. That's what we need to find right now. Okay. bar.
Wait, who mentions the bar? Is it Sepha?
I think it's Sepha. Yeah. It's Sepha because Stanley roasts him like, oh, that's what you would do because it's you. You would go to the bar.
Is a bar really the best place to begin our sacred quest?
Yeah.
Okay, calm down, future deacon.
You know what I'm saying?
Future assistant deacon.
Yeah.
They head to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting some drinks. Beer for Michael, a wine for Albert, a water for His Holiness. Yeah. And they're kind of chopping it up, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Some girls pops up and it's like, Michael, I didn't know you were back home.
Not even looking at her, dog.
Give me a call.
Straight. Just looking straight ahead. Like, nah. First movie, Michael would have been like chopping it up with her already. Yeah. They would have probably been smashing in the bathroom already.
Yeah.
But, just stone faced, not even looking at her, bro. Just staring straight into the distance. And,
just sad, right? Yeah. My brother just passed away. I'm not here for, a fun time. I'm here for family time. I'm here to pay my respects and do that. So he definitely felt, disconnected. And you kind of understood that, like, oh, yeah, it's because his brother passed away. He's sad. He doesn't want to have sex with white women. Like, and you're like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. On top of all of that, he just doesn't want to have sex with white women right now. Grieving.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
We get phone calls from some of the girlfriends. Or Tanya calls Albert. And it's like, where you guys going? Everyone's like weirded out that Michael's not here. Mm-hmm. And he's like, we're on a quest. Yes. I'll call you later. Click. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yo, like, who the fuck? Dude, Albert pissed me off in this movie, bro. I swear to God, bro. We need to talk with Oscar Kightley. Like, bro, this is definitely a creative choices. But yeah. No, Albert, he was... slams the phone down, or not slams the phone down, but hangs up. And then is that when Lonnie calls Sepha too?
Yeah,
Lonnie calls Sepha while they're in the bar too. And he's telling her that they're having a strategy meeting, trying to figure out where Paul is. Tells her the mission.
Are you at a bar?
Yeah, it's the strategy meeting thing. Yeah, it's a strategy. And he's not even drinking. What?
She reacts differently than Tanya did. Tanya's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And Lonnie's like, she says, well, you guys know what you're doing. Call me later.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would have been like,
Oh. And Sepha's like, he's thrown off by this.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. I love you.
I love you. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah. God bless it. So they Michael smashes his beer.
Oh yeah.
He smashes his beer. Everyone leaves. Well, Michael leaves. He's the first to leave. He storms out because they haven't gotten anywhere.
He's like, he's not here. Where to next?
Where to next?
Mission.
And they make their way to the taxi. That's when Sepha suggests the library because Polo was always over there at the library, and Sepha was always with him. He would take him there when they were still working together, because we find out earlier that Polo had actually left Sepha to go work with Sione. Because Sepha was bad at paying him, and just
sometimes didn't pay him. Yeah,
he didn't pay him at all. Yeah, of course, he's gonna want to leave. So they head to the library, and they're in there doing their thing. They're trying to figure things out, and then that's when Albert and Sepha, you put have a row. I was like, bro, I haven't read have a row since freaking Harry Potter, bro. I was like, oh yeah, they definitely have a row, bro. They go off in there, dude.
It's the library.
Yeah, it's a library. Stuff all you have to use your inside voice. You gotta be quiet. Shut up, man. Damn, you really don't know the Uso Sepha, bro. Like, you really don't.
You're over there in
G-Field. Huh? Yeah, you think you know me because you're over there in G-Field.
Because I have done since we were very little.
That's what you're doing it again. You're stating the obvious. It was like, bro, that's what I'm saying.
They have a full-on fight in the middle of some library books. The librarian comes over. He's like, if you guys can't be quiet, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I'm going to leave.
Yeah, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go wait in the car because that's what stupid people do. Hey, Albert! The bro going almost like, dude, that part is so hilarious, bro. Michael meets back up with Albert, like, all right, we don't see him. Let's go. They look for Stanley. Stanley is on his stomach with his legs in the air, reading a children's book. Yeah, in the kids section, reading a children's book. You know what I'm saying? We already innocent Stanley, bro. Childlike Stanley over here reading this book. Always funny, bro. So they meet up with him. Like, oh, this what you call looking?
He's not here.
He's not here. And this is when we see again how observant Stanley really is, because as they're exiting the library, he turns, looks, and sees the book that Bolo was reading the day that Sione died. And he stops in his tracks like, whoa, there's the book that he was reading that day. And then they stop and look, and they see that the librarian there is crying. And they figure, hey, well, I guess Polo has been here, so they question her.
Yes.
Like, was there fucking Michael says, was there a fat Samoan in here earlier? What a jerk, bro. These guys are homies for sure.
You mean Paul?
Yeah. You mean Paul? And
yeah, Bolo. Was he here?
Yeah, was he here? And she's crying her eyes out. It was about 20 minutes ago. Did he say where he was going? Yeah. Did he say where he was going? Doesn't answer. Because of course she doesn't know, you know? Right. So that's
another question is like, did he say why he's returning the book?
Oh yeah.
And she's
right.
like,
yeah.
No, just that he wouldn't need it anymore. And at that point they're like, oh. They get outside and they're like, okay, so he's closing all the loops. And Albert mentions this is what people do before they take their own life.
Yeah.
Like they close everything, make sure everyone's taken care of before they go and do that. So now they're worried about Paul's life.
Yeah.
Sorry, Polo. This is another thing. It's like, do you see a fat Samoan? You mean Paul? Yeah, Polo. Was he here? His name is Paul.
I love that shit, bro, and how it all ties together. Dog, come on, man.
Bro, we're gonna get to somebody at the end that does not have that same respect.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they're outside in the library parking lot trying to figure out where's the next place going to be. And Sepha mentions Churburger. It's a burger joint that he loved the burgers at. Maybe he's over there, eating or something.
And he fancied a girl that worked there.
Yes. Emily
doesn't listen.
Emily.
Emily.
It's like a Maori burger spot.
Yeah.
And there's a flashback where we see Bolo eating that burger, and he's saying things that like connect to death. Like, this is a burger to die for. Yeah. If I were to commit suicide, then I would have this as my last meal. Like stuff like blatantly like that. You're like, oh damn, what?
Yeah.
This movie is uncomfortable.
I'm saying. During that flashback, that's when we learn truly what happened between Bolo and Sepha and Sione. I like that part too. I like that scene where it slowly zooms out to show that Sepha was there too. That's how we know that Bolo might be there, or Bolo was there. So those two are Sepha's over here banging on Sione about taking Polo, but Polo left of his own accord, bruh, because Sepha is a terrible boss. He doesn't pay Polo at all.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So they're over here arguing, why'd you take Polo from me, man? Straight guy. And I just remember he was calling him Judas at the beginning of the movie.
Hey, Judas, pass the ball.
Yeah, Judas, pass the ball.
My name is Paul.
Judas, Polo, pass the ball.
Because he switched sides on him. He went and worked for Sione, and that affected Sepha's whole business.
Yeah. Yep. On top of all that, but so man,
they're gonna head to that burger spot. But before they do, we get Stan noticing a car driving by, and in the back seat is an angel. Well, it's a girl, right? Yeah. And she's dressed in white and has like white angel wings. and it just slow-mo looks as he sees her passing by. We shake out of that, hop in the car, go to Churburger. I think is on the way to Churburger where they start talking about Albert moving to Glenfield.
Yeah.
Cepha worried about Leilani. She's always happy. She's got all this energy. Really, really good stuff. I'm worried. What? She's been
working out. She got a personal trainer. What? What's the what? What?
What's O?
What's O? Yeah, man. That's they're in the car, they're catching up, talking shit to each other, roasting the shit out of each other, especially Albert, who had moved away to Glenfield, saying that the locals call it G Field. What a freaking traitor. Right? Albert's a traitor.
Oh, that's where Derek is from, right?
You know
D Rizzle in the Folly.
For real. And did y'all catch their fades in the first one? Like y'all threw down in the first one. Yeah. So, they're on the way to Churburger. So they're roasting Cepha about Lonnie having a personal trainer, and that's when the thought gets into his head that, okay, maybe she might be having an affair. That's when the boys was like,
but he's gay. He's gay.
Yeah. Hey, all the girls tell their men that their trainers are gay. Okay.
But his name is Marcel.
Yeah. That's a pretty gay name.
Michael turns around. He's like, all right, that's pretty gay.
Yeah, that's a gay name.
Maybe you're okay. But that seed is planted in Cepha's mind now that the personal trainer might be hitting on my girl, or maybe she really likes him. And that's why, she's not getting mad at him anymore. He's not going out getting drunk anymore. So she's not hitting him. She's not yelling at him. And Cepha talks about, she doesn't do any of those things to me anymore. It's like she doesn't care to him is what he feels like. Cause that's how, I guess his love language. What the hell?
I guess I don't know. Maybe. Oh yeah, that's funny. Because not to mention when Albert and Cepha were having that fight in the library. That's when you see that Cepha, his business is down, so he doesn't have a job, and the only reason that him and Lonnie are afloat is because she has a job and she's working. So yeah, she's a lot happier now. She's taking care of her family. You know what I'm saying? She's working out. And Cepha feels also emasculated. He feels like, he feels emasculated too. And it's like, he's not helping to provide. He's, and he feels that Lonnie is like moving away from him because of how she's acting. She seems distant. So yeah.
By being happy, by doing things that are good for her and that she likes doing, he's like, I don't like these changes.
Yeah, I don't like these changes. I don't know. She used to beat the shit out of me. It's like, oh God,
she hasn't hit me with anything.
Yeah, like someone go hug, bro.
Yeah, he needs a Duck Rocker group hug. While they're talking about Marcel, the personal trainer, guess who shows up at the house where the girls are at? Marcel, the personal trainer. He's come to
the gay personal trainer.
The gay named personal trainer. He's there.
Gay personal trainer.
He's there to pay his respects.
Right, pay his respects.
But he's like, I don't know. Well, when Lonnie sees him, she goes like giggly. She's like very happy to see him. Kind of like her face. It looks like her whole body and face brightens up. Like,
how can we not? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we? How can we not like think that she's not falling out of love with Cepha when she's acting like that around this friggin' idiot?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What? Introduce what?
Oh, introduces him to Tanya, and he's like got a full double-handed, like one handshake, one on the wrist.
Yeah,
it's like, let me know if you ever need some help. It's really great.
Puts her,
touches his chest. Yeah. It's like, this is just,
Yeah. So Like,
Yeah.
yeah, freaking, yeah, Marcel's a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? We can see through it. And
Immediately
Tanya,
don't like him, right?
Immediately don't like him.
He's threatening our friend Sepha's family.
Yeah. But also, Tanya notices, she's super protective too. She already sees that, like, this dude is full of shit. Like, dude, you're not gay, dude.
Oh, I didn't think she thought he was full of shit. I think, she maybe thought that he wasn't gay. I thought she was side-eyeing, like, him and Leilani's, like, connection there. How they were, like, so happy. She was like,
I see that.
What's happening?
I think she values her friendship with Lonnie enough to be like, you know what? Nah, Lonnie wouldn't do that, but I know what it looks like. And I think she can see that Marcel is a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And that Lonnie is falling for his charms. You know what I'm saying? But maybe like ignorantly. I just don't believe that that she wouldn't see through that in real life. You know what I'm saying? I think most girls will be like Tanya and they'll see through it. You know what I mean? That's why I was so mad at Lonnie too. I was like, why would you let this friggin' idiot fool you? You know what I'm saying? He's obviously flirting with you with the good old hands all over. And I was just mad at how they did Lonnie's character like that. I was like, dude, no, she can't be, nah.
Well, yeah, she's like is either totally like it's gone over her head, oblivious to the fact that he's like there to like feel her up and like really, hey, what's up? I'm a cool girl's man. Hi,
you know what I mean? I was like, well,
but also like I think if Tanya knew that he was shitty, she would have like said something like, hey, that guy's trying to sleep with you, right? Or something like that. But
yeah, that's true.
Marcel is gone, but before he leaves, he's like, hey, we're meeting up tonight at our usual place. If you want to come, and your friends will help support you. And she's like, it's really busy here. Thank you so much for the offer. And then they go back to helping. Lonnie kind of like looks at Tanya and then she's like, let's get back to it. Let's come on. It kind of gets things back rolling and kind of doesn't talk about it. But
so do you think did you personally think that like Lonnie was feeling that fool Marcel, or do you think like, oh no, this dude's gay, I can be comfortable around this fool? Like, did you feel like there was actual like real tension between them? Because now that I'm thinking about it, maybe Lonnie was so comfortable with him because she was so firmly in love with Sepha that she didn't feel the need to flirt with somebody else. But I guess that's like a counter argument you can use. But like, dog, like either way, I'm just like, no, man. I'm sure you can see right through this guy's ruse that he's a POS. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She thinks he's sweet. She's like, he's so sweet. He's so nice. He helps me. He's my personal trainer and make sure I'm feeling good, get my body right. So I think she was fooled, man. I think she was fooled.
Yeah,
I think Tanya saw that there was something weird happening.
Yeah. But more from Marcel because she can see through that idiot.
Yeah. She's just like, who's this tall ass, like young, muscly guy over here?
Yeah. Freaking Aaron Carter looking motherfucker right here. Who is this? Fucking Abercrombie and Fitch mannequin over here. Who the fuck is this? Who invited this friggin' idiot to the
Aaron
funeral?
Carter.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who is this fool?
We're gonna learn more about Marcel towards the end of the movie, but
we don't want to. Fuck him.
Fuck Marcel. To Cherburger, the boys have arrived at Cherburger, and when they turn the corner to go in to the doors, they see off to the side Bolo himself, getting onto his moped. He's like, He runs off, zooms off. Michael chases after him. Albert ponders whether if this is one of those situations where the humans are faster than the car. It's not. Bolo zoom, or whatever the sound is. And they instead of like getting in the taxi and chasing after him, which is I thought it was car chase time.
Right. Nah, that wasn't in the budget, bro.
Instead, they go into Cherburger and they're like trying to find out what exactly he was here for. Where is he going next? They see
That's actually I feel like now that you're saying that, I feel like that's a smarter move, bro. If they were going to chase him all through New Zealand in Eugene's taxi, they all would have gone to jail. And they would have missed the funeral. So you know what? That's actually a really smart detective move. So I don't know. Damn, that's crazy you brought that up. Because I was thinking the same thing. Like, why did they just chase this fool with Eugene's taxi? What the hell?
Or send Eugene after him, or send Eugene and one other person. There's 5 of you.
Follow him. Yeah, for real. Hey, I don't know. They're going to throw Eugene into jail, bro.
Eugene's going the speed limit. Not talking.
For real, not giving a damn. Oh, shoot, bro. Hey, we should have roasted you on this too, bro. Yo, Oscar Kightley should have hit us up, bro.
Hey, Siona's 3, get us in there.
Yeah, this 3, get us in there. So... Okay, so they go into Cherburger trying to figure out where Bolo might go next, and they see the waitress from the flashback. She's crying. Emily, same as the librarian. She's crying, and they're trying to figure out where he would go. You know, they Bolo, and then that's when she does the recurring. His name is Paul. You know what I'm saying? I love the little details like that in this movie, bro. Oscar Kightley is a great writer. Him and James Griffin are great writers. I love the little, anyway. So they're still trying to figure that out, and then they start getting loud. Michael starts getting loud, and then that's when the employees from the restaurant start and try to see if Emily's all right. Yeah. And then that's when 3 big dudes, 3 Mounties come, and they just start banging on them, and they look like they're about to get down right there in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And
they were ready to fight the short server and the owner, but when the cooks came out, they were like, we should leave. Take off running, bro. Yeah.
And Michael was the last to leave. He was about to stand there like, man.
He turned around and was like, I guess we're leaving.
Damn it. Yeah, shit. All right, it's fine. I'll run with you guys. Damn it.
These guys are sprinting around the corner.
Yeah.
They chase him out, and Eugene picks him up around the edge. That was yeah.
This fool Stanley said, "Woo! I want to rush." All right, no alcohol, no food. Fear is what I'm running on right now.
It's a great high.
Fear will do it for me, bro. That shit was hilarious. So yeah, Eugene. So Eugene picks them up, and where do they go from there, bro?
So they're gonna go to another bar, but before they get in this taxi, Stan again sees a car with more angels. So the first one was outside the first bar. He saw 1 angel. Sorry, not outside the library. I messed that up. The second one outside the library, he saw 2 angels. And now outside a Cherburger, well, around the corner after they ran off, he sees 3 angels in a car.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So 3 women dressed up as angels, got the halo, got the wings and everything. And we keep seeing this in a growing number of angels, and we're starting to make a connection. Like, what does this mean? Is this something weird going on with Stanley? We find out that he's fasting, so he's starting to it's really helping me out. I mean, aside from the hallucinations.
Yeah. He's been fasting for a week.
A week?
Yeah, a week.
Jesus.
Like, can we not go to the restaurant? I can't be around food. I haven't eaten in a week.
We're just going to bars and restaurants.
Yo, what?
We not.
just throwing him into a den of sin, bruh. And he's holding true, man.
He's doing great. He's misquoting the shit out of the Bible every single time.
Yeah.
Like the Bible says, Sitha, I can see clearly now.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I don't know what Bible
I once was lost, but now I'm found.
Stan, what Bible are you reading?
Yeah, this guy. They go. They're headed to another bar to kind of, I guess, reset, replan, because they don't know where this guy is now. They have no idea. They just got chased off before getting any, real new information. But they get all the drinks. I think they get 4 shots for the table, supposedly.
Right.
It is not for the table. Michael takes 1, 2, 3, 4 shots.
Yeah.
Straight in a row. While everyone was about to grab theirs.
Yeah.
They're just oh, no, that's all for you. And we're seeing some hardcore drinking from Michael. I didn't think that he was a like a blackout drunk kind of drinker, but like he's taking them. Did that mean anything to you, or is
the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, grief. That looks like somebody dealing with grief, not without knowing the full story. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, yeah, that looks like somebody dealing with grief, the loss of their brother. Literally, you know, a pretty. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but he's he's dealing with it in his way, and it reminded me of all the times that I've seen my family and myself deal with it in that way too. So I was like, I understand, bro. Drink, do it. Take all 4 of them shots, bro. Take all 4 of them shots. Figure it out. I get it, bro. I get it. So yeah, that part made me a little sad for him, man. But yeah, he takes those shots down like a champ, and everybody's roasting Michael like, hey, so you... Oh, well, before they start roasting him, Michael lets them know, like, his last interaction with Bolo and stuff, and it was through a message on his Facebook wall, right? It was a message wall? The Facebook wall, the post, whatever.
Post on my wall.
Yeah, post on my wall, dude. And Bolo says, I'm sorry. What is he said, wait, I killed Sione. I'm sorry I killed Sione.
Yeah, something blatant out.
You know what I'm saying? So, of course, Michael's going to be like, what the I got to find this freaking guy.
Yeah. Dummy. That's how he found out that Sione passed away.
Yeah.
Because Michael talks about, after I left, I went to Australia. I went to Sydney. It shows him sleeping with a woman, husband chasing him out of the house. I went to Perth, sleeping with a woman, husband chasing him out of the house. So this happens. He's bouncing all around Australia before he finally gets to Melbourne. And he finds a girl that he falls in love with.
The boys was roasting him for not adding them to Facebook.
Yeah, they were like,
adding them to Facebook.
But why didn't you want to talk to us?
Yeah.
I only had one friend on Facebook. It was my brother, but I didn't really.
There's just some things I can only talk to my brother about.
Yeah, and so the guys are like, I mean, I know he was your brother, but like, you're also our brother. Like from early on, we've been Duck Rockers for life, so I can see they feel kind of hurt by that. Yeah. Like I couldn't talk to you guys about it. I had to talk to like a real brother, and they're like, oh, fucker.
Yeah, fucker. Oh, fucker you.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
okay. Wait. We can't roast him. His brother just passed away.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Fuck off, bro.
Emotions, and everyone is like, and also over time, they've been disconnected for a long time. So now it feels like everything has to be talked about right now, or they want to address it right now. But he's like, you know what? Here's what really happened. I got to Melbourne.
Breaks down. Yeah.
I met a girl, Maria. She's amazing. I fell in love with her. We got married. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, I married her. And then I found out her family was part of like the Melbourne Mafia. And they had like guns, money, stuff on the pool table. And her brother took him out by the pool and was like, look, I know you guys are getting married. And I love my sister. I love her very much. If you ever do anything to hurt her, pulls out a pistol.
Yeah.
Puts it on Michael's temple.
Yeah.
If you ever hurt her, I will come for you. Right?
He was freaking hilarious, bro. Tony, the guy who plays he was freaking hilarious, dog.
Are there any gun stores open tonight? Yeah. Jeez Louise, this guy.
Yeah. He was hilarious and just
yeah.
Okay, kiss the gun.
Just that little gun.
He freaking kisses his gun.
Oh, yeah. So Michael is like, you don't have to go after any of my family and friends. Actually, I am an orphan. Grew up in an orphanage. I don't have any family and friends.
Yeah.
This is what he tells them, right?
Yeah, shitting bricks.
As Michael is recanting this story to the guys in the bar about his wife Maria and his brother-in-law Tony, Maria and Tony pull up in a taxi to the house in Grey Lynn
with a freaking Google Maps paper. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what brought them out here, but this definitely adds a little bit more spice and, especially to Michael's side of the story, not just, having to deal with his brother, but also having to address some inaccuracies that, people might think of him. Like, they pull up to the house and Tony's like, this is not like any orphanage I've ever seen. What is this? There's people out here. This looks like a regular house. They go inside and they see it's a wake before a funeral, right? They see Sione in his coffin, all the family members around him. And they're like, what the heck is going on? And at this point, Leilani and Tanya come in out of the kitchen down the hall. And they meet. She introduces herself. Hi, I'm Maria. And Lonnie's like, that's nice. What is and Maria's like, Michael's wife? Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Now everybody's finding out and things are getting weird. So we're going to have to address those as we go. What do you think about Michael getting married?
That is crazy, yeah, because he was just screwing everything that walked in the first one, right? So it was cool to see he finally fell in love. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was cool. What stuck out to me was him not telling his homies about it, bro. I mean, that's a big life thing. You know what I'm saying? Those are the Dust Rockers. You know?
Was he trying to protect them?
Well, maybe, maybe. Now that you're talking about that, but even before that, he could have told them, before.
Just told him the whole story.
Yeah, before he asked her to marry them or marry Maria, before he had met her family, he could have told them. He could have just told them about anything going on, the moving around Australia stuff. You know what I'm saying? He could have been, but yeah, it's revealed later. But Michael hasn't really. He's cut a lot of people out of his life. You know what I'm saying? And so. I was like, that's when I seen it the first time, I was like, oh damn, Michael really isn't, he's really out there by himself. He's not telling nobody any of his business. Like, damn, okay. Shit. But good for him he got married because he was everywhere.
Yeah, and it's also it's strange to see exactly what you're saying. Him being all over the place, all different women, asking 10 different girls to his brother's wedding in the first movie.
Yeah.
And then, finally deciding to settle down. But I mean, 5 years, that's time for people to change kind of their ways and their thinking, maybe their goals. Maybe he just wanted to get married. Maybe this girl is something special. But we're definitely going to find out more now that Maria and Tony are at the house. And these are Melbourne Mafia. So a mob with the brother is definitely dangerous, we feel. He's got weapons. And now it's a dangerous element inside the family house with all these family and friends. So definitely kind of ratchets it up the conflict or the alertness that we have.
The potential for violence. I mean,
because that's going to go down.
Yeah.
It's now dark. It's getting dark down in Auckland, and the boys are walking down the street, the four of them, still trying to find Bolo, but just right now it feels like they're wandering aimlessly. Also, Eugene is driving the taxi at walking speed behind them.
Yeah. I noticed that the second time. I didn't even see it the first time. The second time, I was like, oh shit, Eugene is following me. Tight. Okay.
Just like they don't want to be in the car. They're just walking.
Yeah.
Or he's just waiting to pick him up and take him somewhere else. But
he's just staring at him.
This is more just shaking his head.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have to do this Saturday. The boys are talking about what's the plan. Albert is kind of setting things up and telling the guys what to do. And they're like, what makes you the leader? Or why do you think you can be the leader? I hate to point out, Sefa, that I'm the only one with middle management experience here.
Oh my God. Okay. Get him off the stage. Fuck. I was just like, dude.
Does that make you a leader? It's like, if we don't have a leader, we don't have a plan, we don't have, a plan of attack, and we'll just be out here all night.
Who says we need a leader? A leader provides oh, brother, this guy
sense of direction and purpose, Michael.
Yeah. Exactly, bro.
They're arguing and stuff. Stanley, the fasting assistant deacon in training of the future church, turns around.
Hallucinations.
Right. And when he says hallucination, this also makes us think that the angels aren't real, right? So Another car comes by. It is now 4 angels, 4 women dressed up in angels, costumes or outfits.
Yeah.
And they turn the corner like right by him. And he's like, "Hey, I've been seeing angels. We need to go that way. We need to follow them." Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Stan, you're an idiot and you're psycho." Yeah. He's like, "Man, screw you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna follow the angels." Yeah. Runs off. Yeah. They're so mean to him. Yeah, they're mean to him. They're mean to Bolo. Yeah. I feel like they dismiss both of them as just like, "Oh, you're stupid." I was like, those are 2 of the most perceptive and intelligent people in the group.
Hey, I guess you don't have to flaunt that shit. You know what I'm saying? We'll let these idiots over here just talk their shit. Like, all right, dummies, I'm gonna go find Bolo, you dicks. So forget y'all.
Stan runs off trying to find the girls. Or the angels. The other 3 decide to go in the opposite direction just to kind of spread out, but they're still like yapping and snapping. Actually, I think they is this where the adjusters pull up on them?
This is when the adjusters pull up on them, bro.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my God, friggin' Derek and the homies is back.
D-Rizzle in the folly!
In the folly! Sole! They pull up, they get out, and they see Owl Dog.
Oh.
They see the Uso Albert.
Friends?
You know what I'm saying? And Albert is trying to leave because he knows that he betrayed the Duck Rockers, bruh.
He's friends with these guys.
Yeah, he's friends with he's friends with them. So tries to run away, gets called out, and him and Derek are talking, and Derek actually see as much shit as we give Derek for being a dickhead, like he still gave his condolences to Michael because he had heard about Sione, and he shows him his love, Malosius.
He said, "Malosiuso."
Yeah.
Gives him a big hug. Yeah. Like, I don't want to hear that from you. But hey, kind of, what you're saying. Respect to Derek for actually, at least offering his condolences first.
Right. So
before he calls him a bitch cake.
He roasted the shit out of the boy, bro. He roasted the shit out of the boy. So this is where it's, you see Albert and Derek and them's dynamic and stuff because they're all still working in the same place. You know what I mean? So Albert's been hanging out with them, and that's one of the many reasons why he hasn't really been showing up back to home base with the Duck Rockers because he's over there chilling in Glenfield with them.
Yeah, and they're like the same job, which is lower than Tanya's job, but he's in their group. So yeah, it does feel like a betrayal, man. They were fighting, they were scrapping at the beginning in the first movie over Tanya, and now they're like super buddy, calling him Owl Dog. That shit threw me when he was like Owl Dog. I was like, oh, we're friends.
Yeah,
with this guy.
Actually, I'm their leader. I'm above them, so actually they're my boys. Yeah, they're actually my boys. I was like, oh, Albert.
Yeah.
Oh, Albert.
Michael and Cepha are talking to Albert like, yo, you're wilding for this. This is crazy. These aren't our people. Like, you're just, you're going through some other stuff, bro, and it's not cool. And he's like, they start to get in a big fight, throwing around these words. Derek hears them, starts walking over, like, why are you guys fighting? But as they're like talking to Albert and telling them, you're being a POS, Albert's like, well, you know what? Maybe I don't need to be a Duck Rocker anymore. Oh. Maybe that's not, beneficial to me anymore. Yeah. And they're like,
I've grown up.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah.
Or have you just gotten older? Like, it doesn't feel like a lot has changed, definitely for Albert, but he's just kind of going with the flow.
That fool Stanley said, you didn't grow up, you changed. He said that in the car earlier in the movie. I was like, damn, Stanley.
I don't appreciate being taken to task for growing up. And we're not.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, dummy.
Changed. But now now it's a fight. Now these guys are splitting up, right? Now Michael and Cepha are going to go off. Albert is going to ride around with D-Rizzle, who goes by D-Rix in this movie.
Dog, you don't call me by my government name or outside.
D-Rix. So he's going to ride around, with D-Rix and the Adjusters. This is when Sepha gets a call from Lonnie.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Hey, is Michael there?" He's like, "Yeah." So he gives the phone to Michael. And then Leilani gives the phone to Maria, Michael's wife. So, yeah, Michael hears Maria's there. They find out that Maria and her mafia brother, they're all mafia in their family, but her and her brother are there at the house. Mm-hmm. And so now there's an issue with safety, right? Because now Seth is like, yo, my girls are over there. Like, my kids could still be over there. Like, I need to go and make sure they're okay, because you brought your crazy, like, murderous family here.
Yeah.
So now we're all split up.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Everybody split up. The boys are all fighting each other. They're going through their conflicts again. That's the part where Michael answered the phone. He's like, oh! He drops the phone and it breaks.
He was scared just to hear the voice, right? Of his wife saying his name. And Sepha kind of gives him shit, right? Yeah. He's like, well, at least I didn't marry her out of fear.
Mm-hmm. Like, no, you didn't marry her at all.
Yeah.
You didn't marry her at all. And then Sepha was just like,
you know what? I'm leaving. Yeah, exactly. He's like, you know what? I'm leaving.
Yeah. So this is when it cuts back to the house. And they're all trying to figure out what to do. And Lonnie suggests going out for drinks to go meet up with the fool Marcel at the usual. And Tanya declines. Yeah, Tanya declines. But Lonnie, Maria, and Tony go. And Tanya is there by herself. This is like this. Is this the montage part after that, where the boys are all going through their little journeys and shit? Because I remember, like, I see it in the note right here. This is when Michael walks by the mafia book. You know, when they were selling the book. Yeah, in the window.
It's a huge poster and book of like mafia ties, and it's Maria's dad who wrote the book and is on the cover, and he's just like, oh yeah, my family's gonna die. Like my friends are, in very serious trouble. But he's just walking around. I think he ends up at a bar. Sepha's back at the house.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. He does end up at the bar. Yeah, he's just wandering around aimlessly by himself. That's right.
Stan has decided to run down like some park steps trying to find the angels, calling out, angels, angels, angels. I'm not sure if this is the exact part in the story, but he is in a park and eventually pulls out a card for Cardinal Hawani, and he calls like the Cardinal's phone line.
His phone, his personal,
And he gets a voicemail, answering machine. And it's like, I'm praying for you, my child. You know what to do, such and such. He tells the Cardinal's voice message, I love you.
Yeah.
And then some homeless guy comes around and gives him like a flyer for a strip club. He's like,
you need to get effed. He's like, you need to get fucked. You need to get fucked. What? You need to get fucked. You need to get fucked. He gets it and he looks and it's a freaking ad for the strip called Angels and Demons, and it's all wrapping together nicely. Of course, I would not want to take a freaking ad thrown in my face by a guy saying that shit to me in a park bench by myself. You know what I'm saying?
But he's thinking like religious, or this is some kind of divine intervention, right? Like I've called for help, and this is what shows up.
Yeah, wanna get out.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So he decides to head that way.
I think the stuff that happens with Stanley happens after this part where Sepha shows up to the house, right? Mm-hmm. Because I can't remember which happened first, but Sepha does show up back to the house, and by the time he gets there, Lonnie's gone. Lonnie is gone, and he meets Tanya there, and then that's when Tanya lets him know that Lonnie had left to go to the bar with Marcel and them, and left with Marie and Tony. Yeah, and Sepha's like, what the hell? And then that's when Sepha lets Tanya know his insecurities about the whole relationship thing, and Tanya lets him know, like, Marcel isn't gay, dude. Marcel is not gay.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Who gave him that gay name? He said, who gave him that gay name? His parents?
Now even more worried, right? Because he doesn't have that protection of the gayness. Now it's oh, this guy really wants to sleep with my female wife.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on top of... But also there's the threat of death and violence because of the monster's daughter and the son. But on top of that, it's like, okay, so my wife who might be cheating on me could get killed tonight by these two.
Oh yeah, you know, that's a lot. Yeah. God, he's like, let's go over there. Come on, Tanya, let's go. It's like, where's the rest of the people? Where's Michael? He's being a dick.
He's being a dick somewhere.
Where's Albert? Where's my guy? He's like, he's being a jerk.
Yeah, he's being a dick somewhere. These guys. Like, then Tanya was like, oh, not again.
So I gotta go through this.
Damn it, Albert's being a dick again somewhere. Shit, and he's not even with the boys. Damn it.
Cut to Albert in the back seat of the adjuster's car, and they're like hanging out the side of the window.
Polo.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. I think you want my polo? Yeah, he was just saying all of that. I was like,
yeah, they're through downstairs. Baby, hey, what's up, girl?
What's up, girl?
I'm Justice.
You want to see my
management?
Polo.
Polo. Trying to find Polo, and just like talking to these girls. They come across some women of the night there, and one of them's crying, and they're like, "What's going on?" It's like, "Oh, I don't know." How do they mention that Polo was there with them?
I think someone said, "Do you guys have you seen Polo?" It was one of the adjusters said, "Have you seen Polo?" And then the big homie who was like comforting the girl that was crying, she was like, "You mean Paul?" And then that's when Albert was like, "Oh, you know Polo? You know he doesn't like to be called that. His name is Paul."
His name is Paul.
That's when she lets him know, like, yeah, he was just here 20 minutes ago. And then Albert asked, "Hey, so did he tell y'all where he's going?" And then that's when she was like, "Well, he's going to Angels and Demons." And I was like, "You guys familiar with Angels and Demons?" Yeah, dude, we are, dude. Oh yeah, we're the adjusters, mate. So they all end up going to the strip club, Angels and Demons, where the Uso Stanley is on his way to also.
Yo, and Stan gets there. He's rolling in there, and it's like women dancing around. There's drinks, alcohol. He's got his wooden cross protecting him. And it's also, I mean, hungry too, right? He's got to be starving. He's been fasting for a week. But the bartender sees his outfit, and she's like, "Oh, you're one of them. You want to go downstairs."
Right.
And he's like, "Okay, whatever." He goes downstairs to a special, like, VIP secret room.
Yeah.
And who does he see? Philandering, having a good old time, drinking, smoking, gambling with 3, maybe 4 women dancing like on him as he's sitting down. But his like loving Cardinal Hawani.
Yeah, Cardinal Hawani Olstein, bruh. He's over here surrounded by all the evil stereotypes of the world. The women, the booze, the smoke, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's... And Stan sees it, and he's like, "You're like my freaking messenger from God. What is this?
I built my life is a lie now. I dedicated my life to you, you hypocrite dick."
Exactly.
What the hell? So he starts feeling sick. You know what I'm saying? Starts feeling sick. Stomach. Starts feeling sick. He's like, he rushes out of there, gets the hell out of there, and runs into who everybody's been trying to look for the entire movie, freaking Polo. Runs into Polo. Polo says, "Oh, sorry, Stanley." Stanley turns around. "Polo!" And, "Oh, sorry, Stanley. I'm letting you know." And he's talking to the bartender, and she is also crying like the other girls. And then that's when Polo reveals a little bit of what's going on. He tells Stanley the entire story off camera, but Stanley wants to know where the hell he's been, what's he doing. He even shows concern because, you know, like we said earlier, everybody assumes that he's trying to take his life. So Stanley's trying to talk him down, but Polo's like,
"Don't do it."
Yeah, don't do it. But Polo's like, "All right, this is what I'm doing." And then It cuts. It doesn't let us know what's going on yet.
Oh, the suspense.
The suspense. He's not trying to do it. But yeah.
As they leave the club, the adjusters pull up and they drop off Albert. There's two doors. There's a door for angels and a door for demons. One's for men, one's for women. They try to get him to go into the women one. Would I lie to you? It's the one on the right. It's the one on the left. Luckily, Bolo and Stan are exiting, and they kind of meet up. And then Stan's like, "You got to tell Albert the story. Like this, you got to explain to him exactly what's going on." So he does, off camera again, making us wait. I get it. We transition to where Michael is, and he's at a bar again, drinking, like you said, dealing with his grief, how he does. Talking to the bartender. The bartender's kind of feels like chatting him up, but also light flirting, but more, bar conversation.
At this part, like, I don't mean to cut you off, but at this part, I thought like Michael was gonna like get with this girl and then end it with Maria. When I first saw it, I was like, oh shit. Oh,
like they had a connection that felt more real than the mafia one.
Yeah, but I really like that they didn't go that route. You know what I'm saying? I like that. So yeah, bar conversation.
She's serving him. He's looking sad, despondent, not talking, just there by himself. She asks him, what exactly is going on? What's happening with you? Why so blue? He's like, my brother just passed away. She's like, oh, okay. I can relate to that. My sister passed away a while ago, too. It's definitely tough. I understand. She tells him it was a drunk driver. He tells him his brother got hit in the head with a basketball. And that's how he ended up dying. So he's trying to figure out his stuff and go through things and how he's feeling about everything. But she tells him, he asked her, you said your sister died by a drunk driver. Are you mad? Do you hold anger for the driver? I think she says no, right?
Yeah, well, she says yes for a while. She says yes for a while, but I didn't see the point in it anymore. And then that's when she says, "Are you mad at the basketball?"
Michael's like, "Oh, I feel kind of stupid."
Yeah.
He's like, I'm more mad that I kept my family away and I didn't get to say goodbye.
Oh my God, tearjerker right there.
I'm feeling it right now.
You know what I'm saying? Me too, bro. And it's God, that shit. It hit. Like it goes without saying, man. That shit.
I feel like as people that are spread out, diaspora, like it is easy for like people to lose touch with their family. And then life happens, right? And then you're like, oh man, I should have stayed connected, should have talked. So much time wasted, just like assuming that, whatever you want. But yeah, that hit. And you can see it hit Michael, right? He's like, damn, okay. I feel really bad. But she suggests, what helps for me is like I would call her phone and her voicemail would pop up. I would hear her voice.
She was like, you want to do something weird?
Yeah.
No, not like that, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. Sure, what up?
Yeah.
Like call his phone. I call my sister's phone, and it's good to kind of hear her voice, and it helps me out. So Michael, he's drinking. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna try that, and he calls his brother's phone to hear Sione's voice again, and instead he hears Bolo's voice.
Yeah,
it's like hello, and he's like, whoa, why is my brother's phone being answered? And he's like, this is your
you called
brother's.
me.
You called me. It's like, who's this? Who is this? You called me.
Yeah,
it's like, this is Michael. Oh, he finds out he's talking to Bolo, and Bolo's like,
yeah. Bolo? My name is Paul.
My name is Paul.
My name is Paul. And they're chopping it up right there, but then it cuts again.
Yeah.
Cuts again, and from there we see Sefa and Tanya pulling up to the bar that Lonnie and them are at. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to figure out, Sefa's trying to figure out what to do from there. And Tanya, being a good homie, all right, being a really cool homie, is just like, you know what? I'll go in, suss everything out, figure things out, and we'll go from there. Yeah. So Tanya makes her way in there. And as Sefa is about to go in there, or as Sefa is outside just chilling, watching and waiting, that's when everybody shows up.
Yeah.
Bolo shows up with Albert and Stanley. Michael shows up by himself. And Sefa's just like, what the? And then that's when we have the big confrontation at that bar where everything comes together, right?
Michael's ready to smack
the shit out of Bolo because of the whole Facebook message thing. Yeah. And by this point, Bolo had told his story twice to Albert and Stanley, right? And we don't know what's going on yet. And then Bolo was like tired, was like, dude, I told this to you two. And then Stan was just like, not to the one who freaking matters, dude. Yeah. He was like, you know what? Good point. So Bolo finally reveals what he's been doing all along. And, you know, every time he's met up with the boys before they meet up at the bar, everybody's trying to talk Bolo down, right? They're like, you know, don't do it. Please don't do it. You know, all of that. But then Bolo's like, I'm trying to stop tragedy, not add to it. All right. And then he finally reveals what he's been doing.
I think right. Michael like forgives him before he starts talking.
Yes, I can't gloss over that. Yeah,
which was huge. Like
huge.
That threw me, right? Because it was. I think the first time I kind of missed that bar scene where telling him to call the phone and stuff like that. But he walks up to Bolo and hugs him.
Yeah,
and that was super surprising. And you can see that like you know, I don't want to hold on to this anger. Yeah. You know, it's not going to help anything. So he gives him a hug and forgives him. And that's when Bolo has to tell his story for the third time.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can see, man. Yeah, that talk with the barmaid really helped Michael, man. That was cool. I'm glad that they didn't get to a big ass, you know, fight. They saved it for a little later. But Bolo goes into his story. You learn that at every stop that they've been to, Bolo was letting those women know that Sione had died because Sione had 5 active relationships outside of his marriage.
This guy.
You know what I'm saying? And 5 of them, right? And who are they? Oh, yeah, you got it right here. Oh, yeah, you got it right here. The librarian, Sophie.
Yeah.
The burger, the waitress at Chur's Burgers. Churburger, Emily, the barmaid Tiffany, and the working girl Brittany, and the Klingon, the club manager Lilith. Yeah, so Bolo is going around to each of these girls and letting them know that Sione has passed away, but he was also married, and to stay away from the funeral, to not cause any drama and grieve for him in your own way. Yeah. And you know that's why every woman that they've met up with has been crying every time they see her or every time they see him.
Not because they think Paul is going to take his life, but because, you know, they found out that their boyfriend has passed away and they can't go to his funeral because he was married.
Right. Who they thought was just with them.
Yep.
Find out that he was philandering. You know what I'm saying? He was a philanderer. You know what I mean? So Michael lets him know, like, that's 4. He tells him about the 4 because they've only been to 4 of the girls.
Right.
But then, so that's when that's when Paul lets him know, like, okay, so we're here for number 5, the supposed Klingon, the worst one, you know, and I think he's seen it, right? I don't know if he's seen it, but this is when Michael lets him know, like, oh, I will actually, because Michael starts taking responsibility for it too. Like, well, for Sione having these extramarital affairs, because he was like, dude, I taught him how to do this. Yeah,
and it was
flashback to when they're children, and then Michael is letting
he's taking notes.
Taking notes, and also he actually mentions Sione's wife from the future.
Yeah, you know it's like, I know you like Leone.
But if you fancy someone more than her, you can't let her know, type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Keep them separate. so they don't talk and communicate. Especially watch out for Klingons. The ones that Klingon. It's like Star Trek.
Yeah.
No, that Klingon. Yeah, you egg.
No egg. No, the one who cling on to you. The one who cling on to you. They will ruin everything. So that's when Polo reveals that they are at the location for number 5, which is Lilith, the Klingon, who will definitely ruin everything because she's clinging. And what's also funny is that at the beginning, when they're playing ball before Sione died, right, the ball rolls out and a girl is jogging. Remember, the girl is jogging, and then she picks the ball up and throws it, and it's revealed that that was actually her. That was Lilith. So the mission got harder though, right? Paul is right there at number 5, the last one, the hardest one to talk down. You know what I'm saying? But they're also there where Lonnie is at, where Lonnie, Maria, Tony, and Tanya are in, along with whole ass Marcel. You know what I'm saying? So their mission just got a whole lot harder.
And Lilith, the bar manager, who doesn't know these people. She's just being like the bar person and going and like giving out drinks and kind of hanging out with the club people. Yeah. But now they're all sitting at the same table. Mm-hmm. And Polo is kind of analyzing the situation. He's like, I can't just walk in.
Yep.
Funeral. Oh, my boyfriend's name is Sione. Oh, and then they're going to find out. So they make the plan. They're going to take it's going to be Duck Rockers, are going to take this secret of Sione's to their grave, Duck Rocker business, right? Yeah. And the plan is to separate the group so that Polo can talk to Lilith individually and let her know exactly what happened. Your boyfriend passed away. You can't come to the funeral. Mm-hmm. Without anybody else kind of tipping Lilith off beforehand or seeing them kind of doing that. So with the whole group there, they each individually have to go in and try to take their people away until
Operation Last Samurai.
Nice. So who's the first one to go up?
Albert is the first to go. Stanley, it's hilarious because Stanley has no part in the plan.
So what do I do?
Yeah.
You're here for support.
You're superfluous to the plan. You know what I was noticing, bro? Your part is superfluous to the plan. You know what I noticed about Polo, bruh? He's actually really good at manipulating these boys. He was stroking the shit out of their egos, bruh. He really knows them really well. He's just like, look, man, we need you to do this. Only you can do this, all right? It depends on you. Yeah. And then they got the boys all fired up like, oh, shit, it does. So...
Exactly.
It does.
Yeah, Polo the coach.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Polo the coach. So, so it's Operation Last Samurai. He sends in Albert first. Albert goes in, and he's just like, shut up. Shut up.
Where aren't you supposed to be looking for?
Shut up, woman, I'm talking. The usually meek and mild-mannered Albert is finally yelling at them all to shut up. You know what I'm saying? And Tanya's just looking at him like, what? We need to go home right now. Come on. What? What do you mean? Did you find? Yes, that will talk. No talking. We gotta go and make a baby. On? Yeah, we gotta go and make a baby. Oh,
baby time
for real.
Okay.
This is when Albert's just like, I just pulled that out of my ass.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, so it's like
he's just getting like drawn down to it, and it's like, to do the thing you want to do.
Yes,
come on.
Yeah, for real. And Tony's just like, yeah, okay,
guys, I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go.
It's baby making time
for real.
And it's like, how convenient that you're ovulating at this precise moment. She says we don't have time to get back home, to take a taxi, to go all the way Glenfield. Follow me into the ladies' bathroom. We're going to do this right now.
Yeah, and Albert's just like, let's go in here. Shut up.
Keep it down. People are going to hear us.
He
goes immediately back to being the shy and like not knowing what to do instead of like the leading man that he was trying to portray. Yeah. But Tanya is, very adept at taking the reins and also getting him on the toilet in a stall. Mm-hmm. and starting to try to have a baby right there at the club. Next person goes in, who we got? Sefa. Sefa's got to go pull Leilani away from the table. And then it'll just be Lilith, Maria, and Tony. Right. So Sefa's got to pretend that he's a drunk. Yeah. Right?
We actually learned that he hasn't touched any of that in 3 months. He's actually been actively trying to be sober, not go out much.
Not going out.
Yeah.
So now he's got to, like, get back into that Sione's wedding mode. Right.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know if I can do this, guys. They throw a drink in his face.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. I can do this. Okay. Pretends like he's having a dance battle. Gets pushed back into the table.
Yeah.
Sefa, what's going on? Oh, hey, they were trying to battle me, but can't mess with my moves. I'm blasted. Yeah. I'm wasted, babe.
Yeah. I'm wasted, babe.
And he's trying to pull Lonnie away from the table, same way Albert did Tanya. But he's having trouble because Lonnie's kind of drunk, and she's like, "Come hang out with our friends. Let's just kick it, and we'll just hang out." And so Sefa's like, "You don't want to leave with me because of him." He points to Marcel. Yeah. He's like, "Well, what's going on?" He's like, "Nothing's going on. What are you talking about?" Yeah. I don't. Something sets Marcel off, where Marcel stands up and is going after her. He's like, "You told me he was gay," and she's like, "I never said he was gay. You said his name sounded gay."
Like,
well, Marcel stands up, big and tall, workout guy. Like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's like, you're trying to have my girl. And he's like, why would I want your girl when I could have any girl that I want? And Lonnie and Sefa like, are you saying there's something wrong with my girl? He's like, yeah, you said I look really good. Yeah, Marcel's like, you do look good for your age. Yeah. Oh, whoa!
That's when Sione's wedding Lonnie comes out like, hold the fuck up.
She's like, where's the clock? Where's the clock?
Yeah, where's the clock?
And Sefa's like, no, babe. That's my job. Bam!
Finally,
to the ground.
Yes.
Now they're going to run away together. Happy they're together, talking about it. Marcel ate that and it's on the ground.
This fool Tony was like, "It's a pretty gay name, mate." Shut up.
Michael's turn. Yeah, now it's Michael's turn, because out there it's just Lilith, Michael's wife, and his brother-in-law.
Right. And as all of this is going on, Stanley is over here feeling left out, but then he also spots some food at the bar. He spots some food at the bar, and he finally gives in, bro.
Is it like the remainings of a charcuterie plate, or just some bread slices and some olives or something? His nose.
Yo.
Carbohydrates.
Oh my God.
And also, he doesn't have that rock concrete faith anymore, right? So what are you even fasting, bro? Go get a pizza. What you doing?
Yeah, he just learned that his spiritual leader is a fraud. So you're just like, dude, I'm hungry. Fuck y'all. Yeah. I don't have no part in this plan.
It's superfluous.
Yeah, superfluous to the plan. They wrote that.
Even Bolo is like, you don't need to be here.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, bro, the two people they treat the most like shit, Bolo's just like, dude, we're good here.
I'm a different kind of intelligent than you.
Yeah. They're both intelligent, man. God damn.
So, he eats the bread, right? Does it show him eating the bread?
Yeah. He gets down. So he's eating while the stuff with Michael is going on, because as you said, it's Michael's. You know what I'm saying? It's Michael's turn. And Michael needs to, again, like the boys, get Maria and Tony away. And Polo's just like, if you can't negotiate them away from the table, just run. They're going to chase you.
Chances are they'll follow you.
Yeah, chances are they'll follow you.
Oh, and, bro.
Yo,
that's a pretty good chase scene.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like, oh shoot. So Michael goes over there. He doesn't even make it outside to. Well, he makes it to like the edge of the patio.
Oh, because they get up. Yeah, and they're walking out.
Exactly. Like, look, we're gonna go. And I think that's when Lilith was like, I hope you sort out your husband. And then that's when Tony was like, oh, we plan to. So they get up and they're about to leave, and then that's when they see Michael right there. And Michael's just fucking frozen. Yeah, does not know where to go from there. And so
he runs.
Yeah, exactly. So he runs. But see, this fool Tony gets the damn knife and he's just like and then chases him, runs off, runs around the club. You know what I'm saying? What a hard ass chase scene around the club, bro. And this is when it cuts to Stanley eating. He's finally eating. He poured the olive oil on the bread and everything, bro. He was going down. That actually sounds bomb right now. Yeah. But he's chasing him around, and there's a part where Michael is hiding under the table, which, what the hell, Michael? You're big as hell, bro. Yeah. How can you think you could just hide from that fool? And then they were looking at each other while he was on the bottom. And then he screams, runs up, gets up again, and then runs again. And then Michael gets... I
didn't like that.
Yeah, wait, didn't like what?
It's like, first of all, you have no other exit strategy if you're under the table. Bro. And then also, I would have caught you if I recognized you under the table when you hadn't gone yet. I would have been there.
Hey, but having having it be in a public place is still cool though. It's cool, like, it's gonna be hard for you to get out the table, but at least there's people in the way of you and the attacker. So
shield me!
Yes, go, please, Melbourne Mafia. So he gets up, he chases him some more. Michael gets cornered. He runs into a room, he gets cornered, and it looks like it's about to go down. Tony's just gonna stab him up. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when Maria comes in, like, Tony, get the hell out of here. And then Tony's like, dude, I'm gonna stab him for you, sis. And then that's when you see how powerful Maria actually is, because she's gets him in the, you know what I'm saying, gets his arm out, or fucking wrenches his arm, gets the knife out, and then it shows how that Maria is actually the head between the siblings. She's like get the hell out of here, dummy, you know what I'm saying? And Tony's a friggin' idiot, and Michael sees this, and he still doesn't tell her what's going on, and he runs away again.
So this is what I wanted to tell you.
Yeah. and he can't help it because she's over here holding the knife. She gets Tony's knife out, and she's holding it, and then starts chasing him some more. So it cuts to the restroom where Albert and Tanya are in there doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually, no, this is when, we forgot to talk about the bathroom. After, Tanya and Albert go in there, they're doing their thing. Sefa and Lonnie go to the bathroom also because Lonnie is close to throwing up. Like, she had been out there, turning up with friggin' Marcel and them, and she's about to throw up. So Sefa goes and escorts her to the bathroom.
Holding her hair back.
Like good times, eh? Remember when I had long hair and you held it back for me? Good times. So...
Remember when I had long hair?
Yeah, and you would hold it back for me. And all of them, all the duck rockers just end up being in the women's restroom.
Yep. Yeah, there's 3 bathroom stalls. Albert and Tanya in the first one, Sefa and Lonnie in the second one, and then Michael running away for the second time. He ends up hiding in the third and final bathroom stall.
Mm-hmm. Maria comes in with the knife, confronts him. It's finally like, I got one question for you. What does she say? Why did you marry me? What was the question? Wait.
Like, did you marry me out of fear?
Marry me out of fear.
Because of my family? Because you're scared?
Right, yeah. And then that's when the boys was like, stop being a pussy. Stop being a pussy. Yeah, because
they're all there.
Yeah, they're all there, and they run it because, it's a freaking scene. It gets all loud and shit. Michael's over there trying to run away. But you know what? I forgot to mention. When Maria gets into the bathroom, I didn't notice this until the second watch, but she goes in there and then she's looking under the stalls, right? And she sees that, there's Albert and Tanya in the first one. You know what I'm saying?
Be quiet. People are going to think we're in here. We are in here.
We are in here. Yeah. And then it goes and sees Seth and Lonnie talking about the hair. And then it goes to the third stall, no legs, but then there's a shadow.
There's a shadow. Yes.
Yeah, because Michael is on top of the toilet fearing for his life, just like this. Smart. Maria's smart as hell. So she kicks the door and then confronts him. And then that's when she asks him, did you marry me out of fear? And then, Michael is hesitant to talk to her because he doesn't know how to express himself like this. Then the boys call him a pussy. Shut up, you pussy. And then he finally lets her know, no, I didn't marry you out of fear, man. I married you because I actually love you.
Mm-hmm.
You're the first woman I fell in love with. You know what I'm saying? The fear came after I met your family. And then, you know what I'm saying? And you turned my world inside out. You know what I'm saying? He finally expressed to her how he felt, and then everybody cheers because they make up, they make up and everybody in the bathroom cheers, and then they all just fucking there. But
they break down the walls and they have a 3 toilet orgy.
What a wild way. That'd be a wild.
Sione's 2. Business done.
Yeah, business is definitely finished. Yeah, business done. Yeah.
Speaking of that unfinished business, Bolo's outside, finally able to isolate the bar manager, Lilith. Mm-hmm. Who, when she sees him, calls him Bolo.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm glad you noticed that too, bro. I was like, what the?
What? I don't like this girl. Yeah. I was fine with the other 4. Like, they seemed like decent enough people.
Yeah.
This one, like, just calling him Bolo,
right,
really
exactly.
set me off.
It separated her from all the other girls. They were all respectful of Bolo. Be like, his name is Paul.
Yeah, he doesn't like to be called Bolo. His name is Paul.
But she was immediately like, oh, Bolo, where's Sione?
Yeah.
Sione with you? And then that's when...
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not with any of us. Mm-hmm. He's telling her, he passed away. The funeral is tomorrow. Do not show up. And I'm like, now I'm just thinking about this right now, but if she didn't know he passed away, she probably wouldn't have shown up to the funeral the next day. But Lilith does differentiate herself from the other 4 women in that she calls him Bolo. She thinks that it's a ploy. She doesn't believe it, right?
Yeah.
She's like, did Sione put you up to this to try to break up with me instead of doing it himself? And he's like, if by breaking up you mean not being on the earth, then yes, that's what happened. Mm-hmm. But she's not taking it. She's like, well, if Sione is actually dead, I want to go to his funeral.
Yeah.
And Bolo's just like, you can't.
You can't.
He was married. You'll mess up the whole funeral. People will be there. It won't be so much a celebration of life or a memorial. It'll be like people thinking this guy is like a shitty person and he's not around to defend himself. He can't say anything. And it's going to ruin like the entire event. And she's resolute. She's not missing his funeral.
Yeah.
Right? Until a future deacon comes down from his bread plate, and Stan really sits down next to her, and I forget the exact words in the speech, but he's talking about, just like the purpose of the family and how he loved you when he was with you, but he has a family and there's a respect that needs to be done. And Lilith is starting to cry now, and you hear Stan ask, so that means you cannot go to the funeral. Okay, do you understand that? Can you do that for me? And Lilith, crying, kind of leans into Stan, and she says, yes, Father. He calls him a father, like he's given that like priestly or pastorly kind of guidance. And that was crazy that's what flipped the switch, is that Stan, even after losing his faith, was able to help people through tough times in like a religious sort of sense. But yeah, Stan nails it. Bolo's crying, Stan's crying, Lola's crying. But it feels like the mission has been accomplished. All 5 of Sione's mistresses, extramarital affairs, have been informed and also told not to show up to tomorrow morning's funeral.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I texted you this during this part, right? I said that Stanley's monologue kind of threw me off because it was this whole thing about the man being flawed. He's a flawed man, and it wasn't Stanley that said it. It was Bolo that was like, yeah, he loved you when it was you two together, and yeah, he did this when it was just you two. But it's like, I don't know if this is right. I don't know. This is kind of a crazy, twisted message, because what really convinced Lilith to not do it is that Stanley let her know that, like, it's not. You're going to be hurting innocent. You're going to be hurting innocent family members, people who had no stake in this. It was just between you and Sione, and you'd be hurting people who weren't involved. And that's what convinced her to be like, okay, you know what? Fine, I won't go. Yeah, his whole monologue, like, I get it. The point was to talk about Sione and to convince her to not go to the funeral. Oh no, the messaging was just weird and it sounded forced to me. But it was a cool little montage to see as he was telling her and talking to her about Sione and trying to convince her to not go, that it was showing all the couples coming out of the bathroom. I like that part. I think it was where Tanya and Albert comes out. Yeah. So that part was hilarious. But
This Is Love starts playing. J-Boog and Monsa's This Is Love.
Yeah.
I do really love the way they also incorporated the Samoan choir and the Samoan translation towards the end when the beat drops out.
Oh man,
that got me, bro. I mean, and over, we're seeing all the couples walk out happy. All the boys are carrying Sione's casket out to the hearse the next morning. And that song is playing, talking about This Is Love.
This is love. This is love.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And then, so from the hearse, we transition to a church, which I first assumed that was the funeral that we were going to. Mm-hmm. But it turns out it's a wedding. Yeah. It's Sefa and Leilani's wedding. After being engaged for over 5 years, mm-hmm. They're finally, getting married. Yeah. The boys, all the best men, all the Dark Rockers, Albert, Michael, Stan, and they kind of lose the rings. Do you have the rings?
I thought that was a joke. When it was like fools or the best man. I thought it was a joke the way they were like, "You got the ring? You got the ring?" Like I thought they were playing it up, but I guess they were serious. I don't know.
And then Stan's like, "Oh yeah, I have them here.
Yeah,
one ring to rule them all."
Yeah. During that, you see that Tanya is pregnant. Tanya's pregnant.
Hey.
Yeah, Tanya's pregnant, and what's that song called? Ole Lofalea.
Right. So that's just This Is Love. And it translates over as that song is playing. The choir comes in and they start singing the same kind of tune using the Samoan translation of This Is Love. Ole Lofalea. And when the music fades out, it's just the choir acapellaing all together over like that wedding scene and the Duck Rockers like getting their Frozen end of movie moment together. I was like, I felt great. I was like, oh, this is love.
Yeah. This is love, dude. This is love. This is love. Yeah, bro.
This is love.
This is love, dude.
So, definitely felt like a really good upswing on the ending there, and I think we get credits after that. Yeah. This is Albert, Tanya are having a kid. Sefa and Lonnie are getting married. Stan's not a weirdo. Yeah. Michael loves his wife, and I feel like things are cleaned up, and that was a good good story, good journey.
Yeah, it wrapped up really well, bro. It was a good mystery. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good story beats in here, man. That's the end of Sione's 2 Unfinished Business. That's the entire story right there. Woo! Woo! So, you know, as you're watching it, bro, like what stuck out to you, bro? Like what is it that you want to talk about when it comes to this movie, man? Because we got a lot of notes in here, bro, and there's a lot of good things to talk about with this because, you know, it's a lot. So what's what you want to start with?
I think growing up and changing kind of, and then the way your friendships change. Like no one has the same like core friend group from when they were younger. People move away. People, you know, you stop communicating as much. It kind of just goes. Your life changes, and people deal with that sort of thing. Right. But seeing these guys, and after the first movie, Sione's Wedding, felt like Duck Rogers for Life really meant something. And then to see that in shambles to start the second movie, right? Super hopeful that they would figure it all out, and they really did. But different ways they've changed. Like and seeing which one of them had the most growth, like in their characters. I thought it was Michael. Just that he was like a super player in the first movie, and then turned into like, you know, I really love my wife. She's the one for me. But it also shows his like player ways and him having to deal with the death of his brother. Yeah. And the ways he had to deal with it. But at the end, it felt like, you know, people were not like accepted it, but like were strong enough to like deal with, you know, the grief. And they still working through it, but kind of like in a much better headspace, kind of getting out of their own way, kind of getting the hate, the anger, the mistrust, just like alleviating yourself of all those to be able to heal in a healthy way. Yeah. So I think Michael did great. I think Albert did not change much.
Man, if anything, he got worse. Like he moves away, meets up with a whole new set of people. Like remember when he was arguing with Michael and Seth, he was just like, dude, you guys never came to see me. And I mean, he has a point there, but it's like, you know, bro, it takes two to tango, bud. What the hell? You're not talking to the homies and she over here with the adjusters. So I'll definitely agree. I'll definitely agree that Albert probably had the least amount of growth between the movies. But you said Michael, and that's a really good point now that you say that. But I was thinking Cepha because, you know, he was actively trying to change already before the events of the movie. He hadn't gone out in 3 months. You know what I'm saying? He had already noticed that that Lonnie just wasn't paying that much attention to it. He seemed distant, so he was actively trying to change that so she would notice him. You know what I'm saying? It's just his intentions were good, but the steps to get there just weren't right yet until the events of the movie, until he finally figured it out, and you know, and his insecurities and stuff, and getting past that and voicing his insecurities. But I think like the thing that stuck out with me for this movie is like grief, right? Because you know, it's Sione's funeral, you know. It's grief and loss, all those things that, you know, we're definitely familiar with and how we deal with it in our community. Because like the scenes with Michael drinking, right, before knowing the full story, like it like I said, bro, it just reminded me of how I would deal with things, how my family would deal with things. And I know that dealing with loss and grief like that with, you know, whatever it is you need to cope isn't exclusive to our community, but it's pretty freaking prevalent here. You know what I mean? We're really good at burying our grief for the sake of famalosi. So
wow,
you know what I'm saying? And that's what it made me feel like. And it's cool, like you said, that, you know, they were able to work through it. You know, I know it's just, and it all takes place in a day, right? All of this takes place in one day. Yeah. Right. So obviously they're going to do more growing off screen and, you know, in the 6-month time jump between the funeral and the wedding. But yeah, they definitely set themselves up to be good at dealing with grief in the future. for during the events of this movie, if that makes any sense. Because I don't think without the mission of finding Polo, like they would just be stuck, like not talking to each other. Just you know what I mean?
It would have been the same what they were doing.
Exactly. And it sucks that it took something tragic for them to come back together and catch up like that, in line with changing relationships. It's like that's you're right. Life happens and sometimes we lose touch with the people that we was closest with, and then it takes a tragedy to bring us all together and work through things, and hopefully the Duck Rockers will become stronger from there. You know what I'm saying? And take out the adjusters, dog. You know what I'm saying?
We need that gang fight back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bring back gang fights. Yeah, man. Were there any other themes that like stuck out to you? Like there's a whole lot going on in this movie that we wrote about, man. Like what is it? What else do you want to touch on?
I think before we do the scores, I don't know. There's I definitely saw some differences between 1 and 2, but I feel like those were what we talked about in the change in the ways that people grew from their old stuff. But just
rehash that. I hear you.
I love that this movie wasn't a flop. Yeah. And I'm so grateful for the writing and the acting and the people.
Man, bro. Exceeded my expectations, bro. Nice. It's a really good sequel. After my first watch, I was like, is this better than the first one?
Oh,
I was thinking that. I was like, this might be better than the first one to me because of like the real life stakes in it. Like there was like the stakes were higher in this movie. You know what I'm saying? The first one, they just had to find girlfriends and shit, and like,
or they couldn't go to a wedding.
And they couldn't go to a wedding. Yeah, they have their own character development. Their friendship strengthens, but this one, their friendship is a little fractured. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's a little more grown up. It starts with a tragedy instead of something great like Sione's wedding. You know what I'm saying? This is Sione's funeral, and it's off to a dark and tragic start. So it makes their character development stronger to me, and it makes a story stronger to me. You know what I'm saying? Nice. I love seeing how Bolo really established himself as like, I'm fucking smarter than all 3 of these idiots over here, or the 4 idiots over here. You know what I'm saying? I really like how they just dive deeper into their characters. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Albert's lack of character development is his character development. You know what I'm saying? He'll never change. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if we had like a freaking Albert focused show, because there is a prequel series now that I'm talking.
Duck Rockers.
Yeah, there's a prequel series coming out. I think it might be a TV show or a movie. I'm not sure. TV show. So. Oh God, we gotta watch that.
Yeah,
gotta watch that. So this is just a really well written movie, bro. So what's up? We getting into the ratings, bro?
Yeah, let's do it. Final scores for Sione's 2 Unfinished Business. We're gonna break down the rubric and total tally up our scores. Rewatch out of a possible 2 points. What do you give it?
I give it a 2. Fun movie to watch. You can watch it with the homies, watch it with whoever. You can have it on in the background. It's just really good. It's a really good time. You know what I'm saying? I'll have it on in the background when I'm doing my laundry right here. So, you know what I mean? 2. What about you?
I give it a 1 out of 2. I'm probably going to see it again, but I feel like I'm more likely to load up the original Sione's Wedding if I just want something in the background. I think I gave Sione's Wedding a 2 or a 3, just because of how great it is. But next category, casting out of a possible 3 points.
Out of a possible 3. I'll give it a 2. You know what? I'll give it a 2 because everyone was great except Marcel to me. Marcel was, I don't know. He just wasn't, I don't know. He wasn't believable to me. And I was like, fuck you. Well, maybe he was because I'm first off. You know what? Yeah. You know what? I'll change mine to 3. Never mind. Everybody. I'll change it to 3. I just want to find an opportunity to hate on Marcel. But I guess that's how good he is. He was cast pretty well. But so, yeah, I'll change mine to a 3. You.
I mean, it's obviously a lot of the people from the first one, but these are, some of the best Islander actors that have been putting up movies in the last couple of decades. Oscar Kightley, Robbie Magasiva, Shimpal Lelisi, Iaheto. Who else? Madeliene, Sami, Teuila Blakely, David Fane, Nathaniel Lees, David Van Horn, Mario Gaoa. Like, there's so many people, and they all, I feel like, match their characters, but I also think that's part of just like us knowing their characters from the first movie. So they're kind of tied in, and they had to be those people. But yeah, I gave it a 3.
Fair enough. Yeah. Though, like the guys who didn't have that much screen time, they really ate up the little amount of screen time that they had. Eugene, Mario, Nathaniel Lees. Every time he's in a scene, he's freaking hilarious. He made that face. Us, yeah, like just talking shit when they were in. Oh, dude, yeah, just they didn't. Fools. Yeah, the fools. You know what I'm saying? Every scene they were in, they just ate it up. So yeah, it fit really well. So yeah, 3 from both.
Audio and soundtrack out of a possible 5.
I'll give it a 5 too, man. It's always great to hear to see that Don Raid was in part of the music, in charge of the music. Yeah. That scene that you talked about with This Is Love, that was a great transition. I love that part that like that you mentioned it, from carrying Sione to the hearse into the transition of the wedding. Yeah, that was good, man. From English to Samoan, and just hearing J-Boog and them going off, I was like, yeah, bro. This is love. This is love. And I was listening to it. This is love. So I was listening to it on my earphones or on my headphones, and yeah, it just sounds great. Like everything, audio sounds great in this movie, and the music is awesome. They're bangers, Oh yeah, it has Savage in there too. Yep. Savage in there too. The beginning, it was Mareko, I think. So soundtrack, I'll give it a 5.
We also got songs from Homebrew, David Dallas, PNC, Aradna, Savage, Baby Bash, and Angel Dust for that Wild Out is in there. But This Is Love by Monson and J-Boog, and that Samoan choir, I feel, really took the cake for me. There was a lot more like emotion music, like when they're going into the minister's room to talk, there's like dun dun, dun dun. Like you could hear more of that kind of mood music to like signify, something's a little different. And then on top of that, the music, the Don Ray music, and then also that This Is Love, Ole Alofa Lea. I definitely give this a 5. Anytime music can move me to tears like that, you're gonna get a high score for your soundtrack.
God, bro. Yeah, for real, man. When Michael's in there giving his love to his family and Leone, yeah, bro, Jesus. On top of Robbie Magasiva's performance, the music was just like, dude. So good.
Yeah, well done for that. Yeah. Flipping from the audio, the visuals, the cinematography, out of a possible 6. What do you think?
This is the part where, this is it. I'm giving it a 3, man. Okay. What's crazy, the higher budget, obviously, but you know what for me, what drove the score down were the scenes in the houses. Was the scene in the house, in Michael's house, bro? The lighting looked crazy in there, bro. I couldn't tell what time of day it was. Like the lighting was so strong, like that. Like when Nathaniel Lees is in there, minister, when the boys are talking to the minister, like it looked like they were in or on a soundstage with a built house for a scene in a movie. It didn't look natural. It didn't look like they were really in Michael's house talking about the mission. You know what I'm saying? I was too distracted, bro. Like it was a weird lighting issue that I don't remember seeing in the first one. And I'm chalking it up to a higher budget with really good equipment, but it was just the scenes in the house kind of threw me off, bro. Every time they were outside, it looked great. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that goes without saying. Every time they were outside, it looked great. In the bars, it looked great, which is kind of crazy. But the houses, I was like, what kind of shit is that? Even at the Melbourne Mafia house, it was, I don't know, it was kind of distracting to me. So yeah, this brought it down to a 3 for me. What about you?
I'm doing this off the cuff right now. Thinking the visuals. It was definitely great to see a bunch of Auckland, New Zealand bridges, just those big shots where you're really setting the scene. Even when they're driving away from the house and it pulls back, it like really shows not only down the street but past into the city. I'm trying to think. I didn't think of really anything too negative that pulled me out of it. But also nothing like, like freaking Dune, where it's like, oh, there's a 1,000,000-foot real looking some like special effects. But I'm gonna give this one a 4.
Okay.
4 out of 6. Didn't knock my socks off, but also didn't get pulled out of the movie because of that. All right. Directing to Simon Bennett. Out of a score of 7, pacing, editorial decisions, what you got?
I'll give it a 6. I think the scene that stands out to me the most is when like there were just parts where they lingered too long on certain things, like the part where again they were at the minister's house and it flashes back to when Sione dies, and then they're all roasting Polo about it. Right, they're roasting Polo about it. Oh, look, what did you do, Polo? What did you do? Look what you did. And then there's a shot where Polo drops his book and runs, and the camera lingers on him too long.
Watching him run up the hill.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I was like, maybe that's a hilarious like creative choice, but it was things like that where I was just like, that's kind of hilarious, but I don't know how much that takes away from what's really going on or whatever. Like it just made the scene longer than it had to be. There are different moments like that. I mean, but all in all, like it was still shot well. You know what I'm saying? Directed well again. You know what I'm saying? But it was little things like that. So I give it a 6 for that.
I think I'm being a little racist here, but I'm going to give it a 5. I'm going to give it a 5.
Explain yourself, bro. What happened? That was crazy. Okay, what happened?
Simon Bennett is from Grey Lynn, from New Zealand, but he's not Samoan. And this is explained in the behind the scenes. There's a video on YouTube from, I think, South Pacific Pictures, the production studio, where they put like a behind the scenes kind of trailer and also to like hype people up to go watch the movie. Mm-hmm. But Oscar Kightley is mentioning, he's from here, but he's not Samoan. He's probably never had to like wake up not knowing where he was and throw on his church clothes to make it to service on time. But credit to him for what he did, which was to say that he didn't know. Like, he's like, I don't know exactly what, what would happen here between a bunch of Samoans because I'm not Samoan. But instead of him trying to tell them what to do, he asked them, he collaborated with them. But Oscar Kightley's like, yeah, so we helped out a lot in, really helping with the directing, and he's good, great director, but I feel like they also kind of did a bunch of the directing. But also shout out to him for, being collaborative and not just assuming that, well, screw what they've lived and what they know and what their people's expectations might be in these scenes. And instead was like, open to asking them for their input and really using a lot of it so that I feel like the story could be better. But I think it's just because he's not Samoan that I'm like knocking it down to a 5 instead of a 6. That's racist, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, man. Anyways,
racist. Well, you know what? I understand that, bro. I understand. Yeah, I mean, we'll give him his flowers for being collaborative with the boys. But it's like, why couldn't it just be directed by Oscar Kightley and the boys?
Oh, man. See, that's what I'm saying. I was like, obviously Oscar Kightley, James Griffin have been writing these movies, but also to then direct them, I felt like could have been really good. But so anyways.
Yeah. You know what? That's fair, bro. That's fair. The
last
next,
three.
Yeah, last three. You got acting, right? Out of a possible 8. What do you got for it, bro?
I'm gonna go 7. I know that feels a little strong, but I also feel like comparing it to the first one, we've had these actors that we've named not only grow in time, get older, but also they've been working. You know, they've been like kind of working on their craft, acting in other stuff, Shortland Street, like a TV series, different movies, different writing. So I do feel like we got better acting. I think Shimpal Lelisi's Sepha this time was even more like, it felt more real instead of like reciting. And I mean, a lot of it plays off the Naked Psalm ones, just like they're a comedy troupe and they're always together and they had that playfulness, joking around. But it did feel like all the actors were like more finely tuned and to me at least they kind of portrayed their characters well and also the new writing well. So yeah, gave it a 7.
Yeah, hell yeah. I give it a 7 too. Everybody who came back from the first all did a great job. I think the addition of the new characters was cool too. Marie and Tony, Marcel, freaking I don't know, man. It's like it's hard to top what they did in the first, right? Sure. As far as acting wise. So it's like, yeah, it's more the same. It's like expected greatness. You know, it's like Patrick Mahomes, right? It's like we know he's good. He's good. We don't need to. Yeah, I don't know. We don't need to explore that anymore. He's really freaking good. You know what I mean? So yeah, I give it a 7 just off the strength of that. And I think the new characters did well too, especially Tony. Tony was a good addition to the group. So yeah, I'll give it a 7. Yeah.
Pew pew.
That is kind of a gay name, mate.
Shut up. Writing out of a possible 9 points for the script. What do you got?
I got a full 9, bro.
9er.
Yeah, 9er. I got a 9er for this one. Definitely still very strong writing. I texted you. Oscar Kightley is an amazing screenwriter. I still love the little things that they do to tie it all together at the end. You know what I'm saying? The subtle details, the zooming out of Sione and Seth's argument in the bar to establish, you know, their conflict, and the stuff with Bolo. The little subtle thing with Lilith too, you know, calling Paul Bolo versus the other girls. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still mad about that.
Yeah, as it should, and that was the point. Like, it's like, yeah, that shit pissed me off too. It's like, yeah, there was really good writing, just little subtle details that you see on second and third watch. It's like, oh shit, that seed has been planted since then, right there, and then it pays off. And I think the entire mystery of looking for Bolo and finding him and his motivations were really well done, and the confrontation at the end, like, really brought everything together. I feel like there weren't that many loose ends. You know what I'm saying? So very strong script, very strong writing, a 9er.
Nice.
For me. What about you?
All right, so for me, I'm going to go 7 out of 9.
Ooh.
I do also think this is, like, after watching it a couple of times, realizing those things planted along the way and how they pay off at the end. And then there were also some parts that I was like, well, why wouldn't you have told them earlier? Or why wouldn't you have discussed this and, like, avoided all this trauma? But, I mean, I know that's for the movie, but I do like when it's kind of seamless, like, oh yeah, that makes sense that would happen, therefore this happens, that leads to this, all that. Yeah, so I give it a 7 out of 9. For Legacy, out of a possible 10, what do you got for this?
I'll give it a 7, man. I think the sequel fatigue is real, and the constant comparison to the first will always make this score and its impact like small compared to the first. It's just really just the comparisons between this and the first one that really drags the score down for me. it's still talked about though. It's still talked about more than a lot of the movies that we've talked about on the show, like as far as being up there, I think. But I don't see anybody mentioning it half as much as they do Sione's Wedding. So I have to give it a 7 out of 10 just for that alone. But I can't believe it was out in 2012. That's 12 years already.
Yeah.
12 years old, bruh. That's hard. That's kind of crazy to think about, man. A lot of these movies were out in the early 2010s. That's crazy to think about. So, god damn, we're old.
That's what I was going to say. Time passes us by.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Come on, man. Can't stop the passage of time, kid.
It marches on.
The passage of time marches on. It waits for no one, dude.
Time waits for no man.
Exactly.
For sure.
7 out of 10 for me, bro. What about you?
Nice. Yeah, for the legacy, I think a big part of that is like a lot of people having watched that, and I don't think enough people have watched Sione's 2 to like really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's not only not talked about, but the original is like so hyped. It's like people mention that 2, 3, 5 times as much as they do the sequel. And I think they have kind of the same mentality that I had going in that it was going to be a letdown. There's no way you can top the original Duck Rockers coming out of the club on a Sunday morning. Quack, quack. Like that's but luckily we're doing this movie podcast and we were watching it and we were really able to see it and appreciate it. But I do think that it needs to be seen and talked about more. So I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 on the full legacy scale. I feel like it could have been lower because people don't talk about it, but it's a good movie that if it does get in front of eyes, people are going to appreciate it. You watch it a second time, you're going to pick up so much stuff that you missed the first time. But yeah, that's I give it a 6 there.
Hell yeah.
So our final scores for Sione's 2, Unfinished Business, directed by Simon Bennett, written by Oscar Kightley and James Griffin. You gave it a 42 out of 50. I give it a 38 out of 50. So we got
not bad.
B and a B minus.
Yeah, B minus, not bad. Still passing. Still a really good movie. You know what I'm saying? A really good movie. Please let us know what y'all think if y'all seen it. Let us know if we inspired you to see it. That fool Sepha
Go see it.
Yeah, go see it. That fool Sepha said that when he listens to the show, he doesn't even want to watch the movie anymore. So this pod might be having the effect.
Oh no,
we're really good at talking about movies.
He's like, right? I don't want to watch it. I just want to listen to it while I'm doing something else.
You know what I'm saying? So hey, if that's how you do it, then do it, man. Let us know. Let us know something. Hit us up on the Politicking Network, man. You know what it is. This Pasefika Movie Starter Kit. You know what I'm saying? The Uso Lance and the Uso Sepha also got a show called Way Back Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? And also there's another show called the Politicking Podcast. I don't know who hosts that. You know what I'm saying?
Hello, Marcus.
Yeah, some freaking dudes host that, and that show's pretty cool too. It's me and the Uso Sepha M. Let us know something. You know what I'm saying? Please, talk to us, tap in. Exactly, man. Follow us on all socials, man. At the Polynesian, at Oh Hello Marcus. Follow us at the Pasefika Movie Starter Kit on Instagram. Shoot, I'm even on Threads, dude.
I saw that. Nice.
Old dude. We're gonna go to Threads. We're gonna blow up on Threads. But yeah, all socials. Oh Hello Marcus, Polynesian. Let us know some. Talk to us. You know what I'm saying? Oscar Kightley. Why did you make albums the way you did? And you played them. That was
you wrote him and played him.
You wrote and played him, dude. Let us know. But again, thanks if you made it this far. We appreciate y'all. This has been the Starter Kit. Movie nerds, talk to us, man. Lance, you got something?
Hey, yo, shout out to YouTube user Jenny, who's always tapping in, commenting on the Pasefika Movie Starter Kit stuff. Really great comments and insight into the stuff we're doing. And shout out to everybody else. Follow us, subscribe to the Politicking Network on the YouTube. We're going to get to 500 very soon. Be that guy. But yeah, that's
out already.
Should we make these ads? Yeah, that's it for me. Great time watching this movie and breaking it down with you. Roll the credits.
Yeah, go far, loser. Go far. Yeah.